student slash graduate. You're gonna love her, Nikki Redlin, everybody.
Hi guys.
Hey.
I thought he was going to tell you that I was pregnant, but in case you can't tell that I am fat, but I'm also pregnant. So what do you guys think of this outfit?
Love it.
So I wore this in my maternity photos that I recently got back, and I thought my pictures turned out great. I was really excited. This look, I directly stole from Sierra and her Harper's Bazaar maternity photo shoot, right? So I thought my pictures turned out great. And I gave my husband my photos and I said, hey, tell me what's your favorite? He was having a really hard time picking a favorite. Not for the reasons I thought. He said, you look like a cross between Andrew Dice Clay and the Penguin. Which is not what I was going for. So, I don't like my husband. He says that this needs to be our last kid. It's our second kid. He says it's going to be our last because more than 2 kids is too much to keep track of. And for every man in my family, that is completely true. They are totally aloof and incapable of keeping track of more than 2 children. For example, one time my uncle was supposed to go to Blockbuster, get a movie, come home. He goes to Blockbuster with my 3 cousins, he gets a movie, he comes home. He's watching said movie, he's about 2 beers in, when my aunt comes over and says, where's Ben? And my uncle's like, he's got a look on his face like, who's Ben? I don't know who's Ben. She's like, your son, Ben? Where's Ben? My cousin would have been promoted to store manager before my uncle realized that he was going to sing it. But my husband and I both had really traumatic childhoods. He just doesn't admit it. He lies about it. He says he had a great childhood, no trauma whatsoever. So in one breath he says he had a great childhood. In the next breath, he tells me about being chased around his parents' house by his cousin with a grenade that his grandpa brought home from World War II. I don't care what he says, you have a traumatic childhood. I also had a traumatic childhood, but for different reasons. You see, I was like 7th grade, plotting to run away from home to Burbank, to marry Jonathan Taylor Thomas, of course. And I noticed a bump on my hand. Mom, what's this bump? It's like on my pinky. Like, what's this bump on my hand? And she says, oh yeah, don't you know, you had 6 fingers when you were born. I felt like such a freak all of a sudden. Like, what do you mean I had 6 fingers when I was born? You didn't tell me that. She's like, I told you that. Or no, you didn't tell me that. That's like being told, oh, you were born a Nicholas, but we really wanted a Nicole, so we just switched some things. But like I said, I really don't like my husband. He's got some health issues. You know, I worry about him dying. Especially when I don't have an airtight alibi, I don't know what to think of that shit. Okay? And one last piece of advice for you fellows. If you tell your wife that she looks like Andrew Dice Clay when she's pregnant, hickory dickory dock, the blowjobs are gonna stop.